Boys, I know that eye contact lasted just a little bit longer than you're used to, but that doesn't mean you're soulmates now. Romance and attraction are not synonyms. They're not, they're different things. A romantic act does not have to involve attraction. Honestly, I think if men made this shift first, it would help them in the short term, and it would also then help women in the long term. It would make them live in a much safer world. I was talking about this last night with a woman that I don't even really know that well. Like, we've been social media friends for years now. You know, we both trained in the same industry, but we just sort of have been sharing books and films with each other randomly at different moments. That's essentially been our whole connection. And last night we ended up talking for a really long time, longer than we've ever talked before. I talked a lot about how I've had a few people kind of slide in my DMs, and I don't think those people want me. I don't think they want romance. I think they just want intimacy and connection and depth, because they're not getting it in the real world from guys. I talked about how it can be confusing, about how online depth doesn't always sort of line up with a type of physical intimacy. I did a video recently about this, the lack of intimacy fatigue. You know, all the things that are required to really hold a conversation. But I still think it's romantic when it happens, all of it. I think that walking slowly on a beach alone is romantic. I think reading a book in a sun trap is both a poem and romantic. I think writing a letter to your friend because they never replied to your text is romantic. I think looking somebody in the eyes, knowing it doesn't need to be more, is incredibly romantic. Now, look, I did watch In the Mood for Love last night, and so maybe that's why. That film is just an engine of romantic acts that refuse to lead to any physical intimacy. Nothing in it is ever just about attraction alone. Or maybe it's because I've been reading this book on the calculation of volume. It's okay. It's about a woman stuck in a time loop, stuck in the same day. At one point, she traces her husband's steps because she knows them so intimately. She can follow him at a distance without ever needing him to know she's there. To her, he's no longer just a husband. He's a rhythm. He's how she organizes the day. It's one of the most romantic things I've ever read. I had to reread it because romance lives in that space too. And this is where it gets real, because so much of this is tangled in how men relate to each other. It's our homophobia, essentially. It stops us being romantic with one another. And that wound runs deep. It isolates us. It cuts us off from intimacy that would probably heal us. I'm telling you, I know a lot of boys who are touch-starved. I think it's simple things. Hug your friend, look him in the eye and say, "You good?" He'll go, "Yeah, I'm good." Pat him on the back and then go. That's romantic to me. Looking after each other, that's romantic. The word platonic describes the type of relationship, not the way that you interact within it. Romance can and should live in small, chewy, uncomfortable moments, which is why some of us have hooked up with a friend here and there. That's not the goal, but that's a sometimes occasional consequence. That's really not the goal. Don't make that the goal, boys. My friend, a guy, big high fiver, always telling you how much he loves you, and when he hugs me, it's like he's saying, "I haven't seen you in a long time. I like seeing you." That's romantic, but it's not attraction. We're both straight. Sorry, bro. If you can grasp at that idea, maybe you'll stop collapsing romance and attraction into the same thing. Maybe you'll learn you can have a female friend, share a moment of depth that feels like intimacy, an appropriate one, and not leap straight to, "Well, we're in love." Sometimes a smile and a bit of lingering eye contact is just that. A smile and a glance. And sometimes that's more than enough.